All right, taking a look at weeks 4 through 6 on your prep work. I'm going to go all the way through week 4, all the way through week 5, all the way through week 6, sequentially week by week. So when we start off here with the ankle, we're focusing on what's called your rotational sweep for rotational ankle mobility. So I'm going to put my foot down and I'm sweeping the leg through. So there's an added benefit of groin dynamic flexibility, but the real focus is on what's happening down low as the foot stays straight. So find any wall and I'm sweeping through, again, keeping the foot in place, so we're getting rotational ankle mobility down low. Then of course we get reps on both sides. As you move to your hip, we're going to take a Spider-Man position, but we're going to do a Spider-Man extension, whereas on week 3 you were doing a shift. So whereas this was your shift, with extension we're going to move outside here, and we extend up and back down. And notice as I get up, I'm trying to point my left toe, in this case to my forehead, as I get my hips up and extend and come back down. So you'll perform your rep count, whether it be 5 reps on each side for your Spider-Man extension. And that'll be followed up as we move to from what was stationary, static hip mobility in the 3 planes of movement. Now we make it more dynamic in that we actually are going to lunge into each movement. So there's a factoring more of the ability to decelerate. And again, this will also show up in the weight room as we take static positions to more dynamic positions. So where it says dynamic overhead linear lunge, we're going to actually lunge into it. We're teaching the fundamentals of the lunge, in which you're going to strike with the heel to middle of the foot. Or if I did this side, my trail glutes on, my core's tight. A lot of the same fundamentals from the split squat. And of course we're adding this up top, always working that range of motion, thoracic extension, and range of motion through the shoulder. So for the linear, right glute's on, core's on here, and I'm long and tall and back. My trunk is straight up. I'm not going to hyperextend back. And I'll go right here, and you can perform 5 to 8 on each side for the linear overhead. That'll be followed by the multi-planar single leg deadlift. That's for hip rotation. So we're going to take our single leg deadlift that we've already done, in which we went down the middle, and we're going to make it multi-planar, and then we're going to keep this foot still. I'm going to angle left, angle right. So I take 2 to 4 reps down the middle, like you have done, and then I'm going to angle here. Notice my foot stays perfectly straight, so I'm getting rotation through the hip as I reach and pull here, and then I'll turn out to this side. Always back to center, always pulling back to center. That's very awkward at first. Expect a lot of failure at first, but the key is that full range of motion, always pulling back to center as you angle left and right through that hip. Next one you'll go to will be for the T-spine crouch rotation. So we're taking what was the quad position here, and now you're going to sit back on your heels. So this is going to lock your hips and lumbar in place even more. They'll feel more restricted, but it's really isolating that thoracic spine even better. So for my right side, I'm going to sit back here on my heels. I'm going to reach out in front, right hand, right ear, as I rotate. Leading with my eyes. And of course I'd hit my reps, 5 to 6 on both sides. From there, you'll move down to the segment that says miscellaneous. Shin grab to reverse lunge. Let me add to that an overhead reach. So right here, we'd repeat, this is all stationary. We'd do a shin grab and then go back to reverse lunge with overhead. So I'd go shin grab, reverse overhead. Stable trunk, shin grab, reverse overhead. Always conscious of not coming here or not rocking back here, being strong and stable here. Shin grab to reverse overhead. Hitting about 5 reps on each side. Next, upper it says scarecrow and Frankenstein. Okay. For the scarecrow, I'm going to lock one arm in internal rotation, shoulder blade down and back, one arm in external rotation. For right-handed throwers, expect to have more restrictions on internal rotations and have more restrictions on external rotation on the left arm. So you'll have more range of motion for right-handed throwers in external than you will internal, and vice versa on the other side. So right here, I can sit here and I'm going to rotate through. Internal, external rotation dynamically, making sure the shoulder blades are down and back as you do it. Don't let this hike up, and try to maintain that 90-degree right here as you rotate through that rotator cuff. That's followed by the Frankenstein. So this is just to get your scapular retractors turned on, hands out in front, and I'm just pinching back. Make sure I'm pinching back and not up. If you put your finger behind me, it would pinch in the shoulder blades. I'll rep that out. That is followed by the bird dog for activation. Bird dog, you're going to get core and glute activity. And so to execute the bird dog, I'm going to take a quad position initially. And in doing so, I'm going to extend my right arm and my left leg. So this is just a progression from what you've already done in this position. We're just adding the arm action now. So as I stabilize, if I had a stick in my back, that stick should be touching the back of my head, the top of my back, and my butt. If I've got a good plank position, I'm drawing in here. And I'm going to extend, squeeze, lead with my heel, and back in. Lead with my heel to get the glute turned on, get long here, don't be turned, full extension, and back in. Always conscious of stabilizing the trunk. Again, working for core stability, hip extension with the added lever in the front. Then when you go to your movement part, it's a back pedal to a go. So for that, we'll simply get them set here. The cue is nose over your toes, hips flex back. These are shorter strides down low, so you're shorter and quicker up top. And then we turn so it would look like this. Back pedal to a turn and go. Back pedal to a turn and go for the movement part. For your med ball work, it's going to be a recoil shot put. So in executing this, for your rotational movement, I'm going to set that med ball up high with the elbow back here. I'm stabilizing here. And as I recoil, I'm just going to create some quick elastic energy and then drive the hips through, making sure the hip rotation is driving my movement. As I come through, I'm finishing through and I want to pronate the wrist as I come through to protect my elbow. And you should see with all that hip rotation, I really come through hard. The comparison would be to the hip toss, which was performed in week 2. I compare the hip toss a little bit more to swinging a bat because your backside, your foot stays in the ground a little bit more as you finish through. The recoil shot put is more like throwing a ball because I really want you to finish through hard. So it will look like this, and of course you'll perform the reps on both sides, but again the key is hip velocity and pronating your finish. So I sit up here, it's a quick elastic energy, and then through. And of course, create some symmetry as much as we can in the off season by performing that on both sides. Okay, transitioning to week 5. For the ankle, a rocking mobility. The ankle, what I'll do is I'm going to take a pike position, and you're going to get some calf flexibility here as well. Cross one leg under, and I'm going to drive the heel down and back up. Drive it down and back up. I'll perform the rep count, 5 to 8 on each side. For the hip, we'll move to a Spider-Man reach. And for that one, what you're executing is a Spider-Man shift, and you add a thoracic reach there. So there's an element of thoracic mobility here as well with the hip mobility. So I'm going to angle this foot out here to about 11 o'clock. I'm going to drive my hips forward. I'm going to hold that position right there, chest tall. And I'm going to open up here, follow, let my eyes lead my hand as I follow and rotate my shoulders. The key is keeping the hips forward and the chest up. We've got to get thoracic extension before we get rotation. And you perform that on both sides. For the hip, we'll take what was a linear overhead lunge now to a lateral. So in doing lateral, I'm going to lunge into it, make sure my foot doesn't turn out with my hands reaching forward, shoulders stay back. I'm here and I'm back. Here and I'm back, making sure the range of motion is through my hip. Focusing on how I decelerate, keep my weight back on my feet, my toes up, my chest tall. For the hip rotation, it's going to be a knee to knee, which you've done in week 1. And with a knee to knee, feet out wide, feet flat, palms up. Again, pushing those knees together for a rep count. I cut that.